All right, that's much better. Okay, so I'm not sure what the heck was going on with my phone. I think I took the phone inside, so let me go get the phone because I need it now. I'll be back. Before I let you go. Yeah, so it's about. So I decided to do this video before I go to bed for the day. So my day is over. My day starts early, and so it's about my bedtime. Just want to get into bed, watch a little YouTube on my flat screen, and go to sleep. You heard me? All right, and so I lit my candle, and it's gone out. You know what, Walmart? Y'all really screwed me over with this candle because the wick is jacked up. I'm gonna go get a knife and see if I can dig some of this wax from around it so I can light it. This is a blue candle. Oh, by the way, blue candles, throat chakra, voice communication. That's the whole significance of the blue candle. If you're wondering, everything with me is intentional. FYI. I'll be back. You can't peel with this one. 2 minutes in, hadn't even started talking yet. Oh well. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Now I need a paper compact or something. So put this wax on. White candle, white candle, white candle. Should I be saying blue candle? Blue candle, blue candle. Like, bro, what is the deal with this candle? I'm so pissed. I knew last night it went out when I didn't even blow it out because I don't blow out my candles. I mean, who's blowing out candles in 2026? Who's doing that? But the thing is, like, when you set your candles, because these are intention candles, that's the purpose and the use of them. So when you set an intention and you utilize candles, you don't blow them out, because essentially, to me, and it's been said that means that you're blowing away or blowing out the intention that was set. So you either let the candle burn itself out, or you smother the flame, you know. And to me, by doing it, you maintain the momentum and the intensity of the flame and the intention, and it all stays there. But once the intention is set, it's like etched in stone unless you go back and change your intentions, which you can. Nothing's really set in stone in this world, obviously. As life is ever changing. Okay? Life is here. There go the flies. There go the flies. Alright. If this doesn't work, then we'll just go get another candle some other time. Fire. The wind's picking up. Oh, there you go. Wish I could say that right there. Like, oh, behold. Okay. Okay. 4 minutes in, still hadn't started talking. Sorry. But at least if you watching this, you learned something about candles that you didn't already know. I am here to teach and share information. let me fix my hair. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. All right, getting the seat all comfortable. All right. So yeah, so I was on the phone with a friend, right? And of course, they were not talking about anything. And of course, they're holding conversation with everybody inside of the house. And of course, they were disingenuous in their conversation. And of course, that's my pet peeve, being disingenuous. And I can detect that in through your energy waves. You know, if you project anything that's disingenuous to me, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna feel a bit perturbed, and I'm not gonna want to talk to you. Just so you know. Just so you know. Don't leave the house when your man got a big ego. Okay. Let's just sit here for a moment and gather our thoughts. Now, I had so many ideas before I turned on the camera about what I wanted to talk about today. Yesterday, I had a thought of perhaps having a video about social construct, but we're gonna save social construct for another day when I have the energy to discuss that, because that's a bit um what's the word, complex, and I don't have the energy level to get into any complex issues. However, as I continue to talk in this video, maybe it may happen, but I don't want to mix the topics up. I want my topics to be clear. You know, like in the last video where I talked about being consciously fluid, or fluidity, which went on to talk about asexuality, which we must talk about sexuality, huh? Because sexuality is very much part of life. It's very much part of nature, and I am of nature, obviously. So, no, but I was talking about, so when I was talking, see, I started recording in other videos, and then the lighting is off. And see, I was on my phone before. This piece of garbage. I'm sorry, but I was on my phone before, and the lighting wasn't that great, and it seemed like the the picture or whatever was getting darker and darker, and then I was just like, that just looks like crap, bro. I don't want to film. I don't know why it was changing. It's like a contrast. It's so weird. So I was like, let me get on my other device, which is newer, and see, I turned the brightness level up. Well, I went from light to dark, and it just changed the brightness up. Well, see, I didn't change the brightness. I changed the phone so bright. Yeah. Okay, so now I added brightness to it. That's too bright. That's making my eyes hurt. Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna sit here and ramble about nothing right now, huh? I will still post this regardless. It is what it is. I was eating my salad that I made. Oh yeah, I want to talk about that salad because I went to the grocery store that's right up the street, like less than a mile. So we obviously it's not. Well, you know, I was gonna say obviously I'm not in a food desert, right? If I have a grocery store that's less than a mile away from my home, but with the quality of the food that's in the grocery store, we're in a food desert, people. We're in a state of emergency because the stuff that's on those shelves in those grocery stores and the audacity to have the price level is where it's at, and you selling people some jacked up produce, it's just like, ugh. Like the moment in my life when I decided to commit to being a vegetarian, the the fruits and veggies become pure D garbage. Okay? Because I grew up in a family that grew or that grows their own fruits and vegetables. And so we planted those. We harvest those. And so, and they all had seeds in them. They weren't seedless. And that's my friend talking about, did you find your blah 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 for the trip and your clothes? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have my stuff together for that trip. Believe that. Believe that. I'm going home. It's a homecoming celebration. I have a trip. I'm going to New Orleans. It's about time, you heard me, for me to go home. And I hadn't been there since 2022. And so I'm about due for a visit. But yeah, I'll text you back later, home fry. But yeah, we grew our own stuff, and we harvested, and so it was not seedless back in those times, and it's still not now. But even with my family purchasing seeds from stores, there's been a lot of genetic modifications to these seeds and these plants and stuff, and so of course, the quality of the fruits and vegetables that's homegrown is not as good as it was back when I was a young buck, or whatever you wanted to call me back in those times. Yeah, you probably could call me a buck. I'm not gonna get into that. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, and so we go to the grocery store and the prices are so high. Like a small little bag of lettuce is like, so it's like, yeah, this bag of lettuce is like this yay high, and then the lettuce is down here at the bottom. Hello. And it's all brown and mushy, or when you taste it, it tastes like, I don't know, it just doesn't have a really good taste to it. And I'm all about bitterness because we know anytime you eat something that's from the earth that's bitter is typically the most healing uh, thing that you can eat, because the more bitter sometimes the more potent it is, and the more potent it is the better it is for your health. But in this case, it's just really sorry. I don't know. I just don't even know where to begin with the quality of food. And I really didn't come here to talk about the quality of the produce in the grocery stores, but I'm so appalled by the fact that these produce stores, or these grocery stores, are okay with selling us this garbage, and we have to pay for it, and it's taking a large chunk of our money to be able to afford this, and it's just low quality, and I'm just really, really just not happy about it. Um, if obviously if I had the land, I would grow my own food right now. Which, if you see, I'm back here in the backyard, and it's not, well, I have enough space to grow something, but that's neither here nor there. I have enough going on. I don't have time to plant a garden. Like, I'm just like have a lot going on, but I don't have time to plant a garden. But I'm gonna stop making excuses, because, and besides, I can't grow everything that I like to eat, because I like squashes and zucchinis and tomatoes and cucumbers and watermelons and cantaloupes and honeydews, and I like peas, and I like greens, and I like um what else I like? Uh, Shit, that's about it. I like plums and peaches, and the list goes on. I'm not gonna give you a whole list of everything I like to eat. And where would I plant all that stuff at? Like, it's no space. So obviously you have to rely on grocery stores to give you something. I just feel like right now we're just not in a really good state with the quality of food, and it's been declining more and more. And with the processed foods taking up, I would say, hell, 90% of the grocery store space, because at this supermarket here, the produce section is like wedged over in the corner like this, like, hello. And then you got all this other crap up in there, and it's like the I mean, it's like the processed crap. And not saying all processed foods are bad, but I mean, for me, being a plant-based person, I want to eat more plants than other things. And then the meat section, what's the meat section looks like in that grocery store? Oh yeah, and they got the little meat section over here, which is almost equivalent to the produce section, but slightly bigger. Anyways, moving on. I've been rambling. Maybe we just call this video the rambling video, perhaps, because I'm rambling. Let me find something to talk about, particularly as it pertains to what? Mm, I forgot what I want to talk about, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I waste your time. Please forgive me. It's a 15-minute video and I hadn't talked about anything. So I am going to start reading chapter 4 with the astrology book for sure. Maybe I'll do that today. Probably get off of this video since it's leading to nowhere. And record the chapter 4 of our book that we're reading. But yeah, I did want to talk about, like, you know, this Pluto retrograde. That's what I came here to talk about. Pluto retrograde. Now we're getting somewhere. Let me pull up my phone for references. Just a second, please. Oh, I was gonna go to a tropical cafe, but I didn't want to. Go over there because they're annoying. And I'm a bit aggravated, so, you know, this time of day, like, my mood totally shifts. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So Pluto retrograde is a period of intense inward reflection. The hell it is. Is my candle still blowing? Look, the candle went out again. That's sad, bro. It's so the Pluto retrograde is a period of intense inward reflection, shadow work, and psychological evocation, excavation. Psychological excavation. Because Pluto governs transformation, power dynamics, and the unconscious, its retrograde shifts on focus away from external control and toward inner truth, helping us process repressed wounds and break unsustainable habits. So it just makes a lot of sense. It explains exactly what's going on with me and what may be going on with you if you're watching this video, and you're understanding that Pluto is even in retrograde, you know. So look at some of these core themes that they say are a part of the Pluto retrograde experience. You have internal metamorphosis. Tell me about it. It says, instead of forcing external changes, the backward motion turns up the volume of your psyche. Turn it down, please. It's a time to face hidden fears and reclaim personal power. Man, if that's not true, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, bro, I'm so going through this right now. And then you have a review and reassessment. Retrogrades are for reviewing. This period asks you to evaluate where you give away your power, what needs to be healed, and what parts of your life you have outgrown. Most of all of it. It's like this lady on TikTok, she was saying, you know, if you are getting this ick from all these different things, people, places, things, and ideas, or even from yourself, that's she was saying is a true definition, a sign of the ego death. And so I'm like, cool. And releasing the past. It brings old issues, suppressed emotions, and past dynamics to the surface, not to cause chaos, but to give you the closure and clarity needed to move forward. And I'm experiencing all of that. Letting my cold air out. I'm experiencing all of those things. And I'm going to talk about that in more detail. How to navigate. It says lean into introspection. Make time for journaling, shadow work, or therapy to process hidden emotions. Be patient with yourself. Growth and transformation is often messy. Allow yourself to sit with discomfort rather than rushing to fix everything at once. Focus on authentic living. Cut ties with dynamics or beliefs that no longer align with you and who you are becoming. Like, I'm cutting ties with so many things and so many people. And a lot of people I had already cut ties with before Pluto even decided that it was going to go. Well, it obviously didn't have to decide, but I had cut ties with a lot of people before Pluto went into retrograde, because I've been doing my own transformation and metamorphosis. If you go and watch the video Early Transition, you can get a little bit of more of an understanding of what I mean. And I am a bit ambiguous when I discuss these topics of transforming, transformation, and transitioning, because, like I said, I don't put all of my eggs in one basket, and I don't tell everything all at once. Though I feel that I am an open book, But when it comes down to this digital stuff and sharing things on videos, I like to do things in sequence. And so I'm not gonna do that right now. So that's what I got going on. So I really got on here to make this video to talk about what a funky mood I got in, or I get in around 3 p.m. around right afternoon, like a few hours after noon. I just started to get really icky and really like irritated, and I just don't want to talk to anybody, and people irritate me, and everything irritates me, and I'm just really irritable. And I'm not an irritable person. It's just so not me. But it's like I'm having these mood swings, and they're happening at the same time every day, and I tend to become better once I find something that allows me to express myself creatively, you know, whether it's making videos, whether it's painting, whether it's writing, whether it's dancing, whether it's recording music, which I am recording music. And I think that's the beauty of Pluto retrograde, because it's allowing me to now create the music that I've always wanted to create but was afraid to do, you know, and it's allowing me to express myself creatively in ways that I've always been afraid or ashamed to do, had a fear of judgment, a fear of criticism. And it's like now it's like it's whatever. It's whatever. Like I don't even care no more about that. Like who cares about what someone has to say about that? You know, I can't believe I spent so many years consumed with that, like being trapped in a prison cell. Let me out here, you know. And someone finally came, that someone being me, gave me the key to unlock it. And so I'm excited about the transformation that I know that's to come. It's right over the horizon for me. And but the process of getting to that transformation, or to that particular destination, though it's no set destination, but there are certain points, key points, or checkpoints along the trail that I am looking forward to. And I cannot wait. It's hot as hell out here. Every time I get out here, I get itchy and I get sweaty. But yeah, and not to mention, experiencing eczema, and I can't tell you the last time I had eczema outbreak. You know, because I've been taking really good care of things, so I'm not sure where these eczema outbreaks are coming from. And I have one on my neck and my back, my neck, my back. Yeah, and so yeah, and I'm just going through that. But I am, like I said again, I'm excited about my art. That's why I identify as Artist Eve, because if you know anything, what the name or title of Eve is, what Eve means. So you connect that to artist, and you have Artist Eve. What does Eve mean? Let's look it up. I like to look things up. I like to read the definitions, and then I like to connect it to how it pertains to me. So Eve has two primary meanings. It says first, it refers to evening or the entire day before a special holiday or a significant event. For example, like Christmas Eve. And it says second, a given name. It refers to the biblical first woman. You gotta be pretty. You gotta have like a brain to like understand the stuff that I talk about and like what's going on. Like you have to like connect the dots. Like I told you, I like to put little clues out. And if you're a person that utilizes your brain, you put them together and you be like, oh, okay, I get what you're talking about now, Artist Eve. With roots tracing back to Hebrew name Shava, meaning living one, source of life. So yeah. I like this one too. As a given name, biblical origin, the book of Genesis, Eve is the first woman created by God and the wife of Adam. We all know Eve wasn't Adam's only wife. Lilith. Oh, Lilith. Did you say Lilith? What y'all know about Lilith? That's another day for another time. That dark feminine. And you know, that's one thing I've learned about myself though, through this transformation. And that's not what I learned about myself, it's what I accepted about myself. That I'm an acquired taste. And I think before, when I was trying to do a lot of things in life that would put me in a public eye, where people would know more of me and my existence, I wanted to be for everybody. And I'm not a household person. I'm not. I'm an acquired taste. You either like it or you don't. You heard me? And I'm happy that I've come to that realization. Thank you, Pluto retrograde. You're wonderful. So that's all I have to say about that. And just look at the word artist. You know, I'm like a wordsmith, so I love looking up words. And we can do etymology some other day. And then we're going to talk about the importance of etymology too, and why it's important to. And see, when I talk about etymology, I normally do that when I talk about different law terms or legal terms. Law terms, lawful. It's something, whether something's lawful or legal, two different scenarios. That's another conversation. I see how I intertwine so much information at once. Like, it's a wonder my head doesn't explode. Okay, so artist. It's broadly defines anyone who creates art or practices creative arts. This encompasses a wide range of disciplines, from visual arts, painting, sculptures, to performance, music, dance, acting, and written arts. Ultimately, the title claims the act of creating and expressing ideas. Not to mention healing arts, and that's one of my strongest. I was trying to see what that was down on the ground. But yeah, that's one of my strongest components to me is healing arts, because I am an healing artist. I have the skill set to work with energy and the divine talent given from God, the divine. And so, in more layman's terms, you know, the Japanese call it Reiki. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I do things of that nature. That's one of my things that I do. Then, of course, you know, the talk therapist. I'm a talk therapist. Clearly, I talk a lot, obviously. Get the gab. Yeah, that part. You know, the ability to emphasize with, to have empathy for someone. To listen, not judge. And I'm a life coach, energy coach, spiritual coach, crystal meditations. Currently working on certification in yoga, because we need more people in this area that I'm in that look like moi, that does yoga. That's another conversation too. I really want to talk about that too, because I'm gonna go in on that, because I got so much to tell you about that. I'm gonna go in on that, because like, wait. So that part. What I was talking about? What else do I do that's in the healing arts family? Okay, so of course, my major calling that I realized through this whole transformation of transitioning, is working with ancestral work, generational, working through generations, bloodlines, lineages, the matriarch, the maternal bloodline. You know, that's where I got the name the House of Magnolias from, because this is the House of Magnolias. You gotta be a magnolia to be over here, you heard me? So yeah, this is the House of Magnolias, you know, and the House of Magnolias, baby, we heal over here, you heard me? And that's the whole thing. And the House of Magnolias came to me, that's none of your business. But I don't want to go too much into detail of things that's not completely developed, you know. I don't want to tell you all my business, okay? So, yeah, the House of Magnolias. I love it. It's beautiful. That's such a beautiful thing. I cannot wait to share the House of Magnolias with other people. Oh my God, that just touches my heart wholeheartedly. What else? Then of course teaching is an art. It's an art within itself. Teaching is a science and an art, but the art of teaching, right? Mm, mm, mm. I love it because teaching you can just create your own delivery of instructions, delivering information, and whatever else I want to say. I don't know. Keep in mind, my moon is in Pisces, so I can be idealistic and get on like a whimsical wheel that will just spin and spin around. Luckily, Mars is in Virgo, so I can pull it back in before I get too far out in the clouds and be like, you know, that's just like a whole bunch of daydreaming, right? Okay, calm down, come back down to earth. But having the moon in Pisces allows me to be creative and to be free and fluid. And that's what I like about my chart in general because I have a lot going on. I got Earth, and it's not a lot of Earth in my chart. I feel like Earth is the least. Yeah, yeah. I have Earth the least in my chart, or it's not much. However, I'm trying to say it. It's not like a lot of Earth in my chart. Like a Capricorn, Neptune to Capricorn, a Virgo, and Mars in Virgo. Uh yeah, and then the other sign, majority of my chart again is fire. You know, and you know the birth chart consists of those four. If you were listening, you know the four elements: earth, water, fire. What's the other one? Earth, water, fire, and wind. Okay? Like earth, wind, and fire, the group. And if you listen to them or go and watching their videos and look at the artistry of that group and just look at all of that, and then you will see, oh, okay, I get it. Like they're like a lot of the past artists and musicians were so just artistic. Like they were just creative out of beyond creativity in comparison to artists now. Now there are a lot of creative artists now, but most are which are not mainstream. So if you want to really find the art in artists, don't look mainstream. You know, when something becomes over commercialized, it's kind of hard to be fully in contact with your artistic abilities. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, so that's what the artist is. Let's look up healing arts and I'm gonna let y'all go. Because I've been on here for over 30 minutes and I don't like to have videos over 30 minutes. But I don't know why I be tripping like somebody's gonna actually stop and watch this to the end. If they don't want to, they don't want to. So I need to stop. That's the thing too. I need to stop creating these videos. Because I do create these, I do have a sense of energy when I create these videos. Like, oh, if I go too long, then, you know, if someone does decide to watch it, it's going to be too long and they're going to get tired. And, you know, everyone has a short attention span now due to technology and AI and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, bro, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Like, I got to keep reminding myself that's my main theme and my motto of me is I'm a acquired taste, and if it's something you don't want to do, don't do it. You heard me? Like, don't do it. Shit, like what? All right, I'm back. Healing art. Ooh, I like this. Pretty. Ooh, so pretty. Healing artist refers to creative professionals. Me, a professional who use art to help people process emotions, manage trauma. Oh my God, yes, manage trauma. I teach you how not to trauma bond and improve physical or mental health. This practice also is linked to, or this practice often linked to expressive art therapy, combining psychology and aesthetics to help individuals bypass verbal limitation and access the emotional restoration. And on my TikTok page, my TikTok page, I was working with someone that had very much sheer signs of depression, and I use art to help that person come out and express themselves more and be more open and more talkative and not be so reserved. Because sometimes some people are not. Some people are reserved because they're depressed, you know, and sometimes people are depressed because they can't express themselves. And we know that when we suppress, those of us who are artists, when we suppress ourselves artistically, it leads to what? Anxiety, depression, disassociative issues, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, and yeah, so cool. But yeah, I want to come on here and talk about some of the more in depth on the healing arts. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let this end this video. Peace. Peace. See how I got my fingers like this? This means together. We're united. So I say peace. Peace. May peace be with you until we meet again. I'm trying to figure out how we say that in Mayan. Is it? I can't remember. We used to speak a little Mayan in our nation. So I don't remember all the language of Mayan language. But I'm not even going to try. I probably would totally butcher that salutation if I try to do it right now. So I'm not. Peace.